I got secrets that nobody knows.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sport Breaks. Of course, I am your host, Dante Washington, back with you guys and gals for another episode. Before we get started, as always, make sure that you are subscribed and downloading Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are liking and subscribing to Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. The likes help the channel, of course. They are free, will cost you not a thing. Definitely make sure that you are commenting on everything. It also helps you join the conversation. Just make sure it is done respectively. I will give you the same respect back. Period. Let's go. Of course, today is Turn It Up Thursday. As you already see by the title, of course, I am here to give you my outlook, my outtake on everything sport-wise. But we are in a leap year, and we've been granted one more day in Black History Month. Of course, today is the 29th. So just like every other show that I have done thus far, I am going to give you my Black History person, which my Black History moment. So with no further ado, my Black History person for today is a very special person. She is, was, because she has since passed on, but she is was very big in South Carolina. She was in the South Carolina House of Representatives for the 109th District. So I will definitely respectively say the Honorable Lucille Whipper is my Black History person of today. Of course, Miss Lucille Simons Whipper was born June 6, 1928. She was an American Democratic Party politician who, of course, served in the South Carolina House of Representatives from 1986 to 1996. She is well known for her accomplishments in both education and politics. In the educational field, she worked at 2 high schools before landing a job at the College of Charleston. She implemented an affirmative action program, played a major role in interrogating the Avery Institution. She has been the center of a lot of things African American. And of course, she was also the first woman of color to ever be elected to the South Carolina General Assembly. What more can I say? If you are looking to follow suit with someone, Miss Whipper is definitely that person. She was born in Charleston, South Carolina. She was the daughter of Joseph Simons and Sarah Washington. Wow, ironically, my last name being Washington. But anyway, she was definitely, she was a couple who separated. Whipper was young, like her parents separated while they were young. She spent time in North Charleston. As I said, she helped do some things against the Avery Institution. And it is an all-black high school in South Carolina. Again, her class sought to desegregate the College of Charleston. A large group of people in their class also applied to the College of Charleston, but their efforts of desegregation was unsuccessful. But she was one of the few. Again, she was in the South Carolina House of Representatives. She started in 1972 when she served as the vice chairman of the Democratic Party convention. She was eventually elected to School Board of Charleston District 20, a position she held from 1978 to 1982. So again, Miss Whipper has been doing a lot and did a lot while she was here. Some of her awards and honors. She has an honorary doctorate in humane letters from Morris College, that is of 1989, and the University of Charleston, and she obtained that in 1992. Legislator of the Year, also in 1992. She was inducted into the South Carolina Hall of Fame in 1995. Miss Whipper, in her personal life, again, she done a lot, like a whole lot. Looking at her life as a whole, again, being born in 1928, of course, it was a different time in South Carolina. She went through segregation. She went through a whole lot, but yet she aspired to be great, and great she became. Miss Whipper passed away August 27th, 2021. Coincidentally, she passed in her birth city of Charleston, South Carolina. Again, it is my great honor to say the Honorable Lucille Simons Whipper, my Black History person for today. It is the last one of the month. So again, it does not matter your color of your skin. Black history is American history, no matter where you are from, period. It is a 365 thing, not just only in February. But it was my joy for every show to start my shows off with a major person. And everyone that I have done was born in South Carolina, period. I love my state, even though we get iffy at times. But again, my Black History person, the Honorable Lucille Simons Whipper, great lady, great woman, period. All right. Now, let's get to the sports activities, of course. Give you my rundown on what's been going on, and I am a gentleman, so ladies first. Looking at the NCAA women's side, of course, we have the number 1 ranked South Carolina Gamecocks, who sit at 27-0. Go Cox, period. Number 2 is Ohio State. Number 3 is Texas. 4 is Stanford. 5 is Virginia Tech. Looking on the male side, number 1 ranked team in the country, of course, right now is the Houston Cougars, followed by Purdue, UConn, Tennessee, and Marquette. That is the rundown of the top 5. Of course, if you want to see the top 25, you can definitely check on Google, wherever you like to check it out at. Of course, we got a host of games coming along today. Only a few on the women's side, but the Lady Gamecocks will be in action tonight against Arkansas at 9. We have a top 20 matchup between the 5th ranked Virginia Tech Lady Hokies and the 17th ranked Notre Dame Lady Fighting Irish. Have another ranked game. 19th ranked Syracuse will take on the 12th ranked NC State Lady Wolfpack. Also in action will be the 9th ranked LSU Lady Tigers, of course. They were last year's national champions, so you can never count them out despite what was going on at the beginning of the season. They will take on Georgia at 9 o'clock. Another ranked matchup has the 4th ranked Stanford Lady Cardinals taking on the 11th ranked Oregon State Lady Beavers over in the Pac-12. That game will be at 10. Looking at some games on the men's side for today, only 3 to speak of. USC will take on the 19th ranked Washington State Cougars at 10:30 in Pullman. 17th ranked St. Mary's College will take on Pepperdine at 11. And the 23rd ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs will take on San Francisco at 11. So all the games that's going on tonight, if you are an early birder or you're a late night person, they are for you. They are predominantly all West Coast for tonight. Looking at the NHL, of course, we got some games going on today. Coyotes and Maple Leafs will take the ice at 7. Sabres and Lightning will take it at 7 as well. Canadians and Panthers will do battle at 7. The Golden Knights and Bruins will take each other on at 7. The Hurricanes and the Blue Jackets will do battle at 7 as well. And our last 7 o'clock game will be the Islanders taking on the Red Wings. At 8 o'clock, it will be the Jets and the Stars. It will be the Wild and the Predator at 8 o'clock as well. The Avalanche will take on the Blackhawks at 9. The Penguins will tangle with the Kraken at 10. And the Kings and Canucks will take on each other at 10 as well. And lastly, the Ducks and the Sharks will tangle at 10:30. Of course, looking at the standings in the Atlantic Division on the eastern side, the Panthers lead that division, followed behind the Bruins, Maple Leafs, and the Red Wings. Metropolitan Division is led by the Rangers. They are sitting at 40-17. Hurricanes, Flyers, and Devils follow them. Looking on the Western Conference side, in the Central Division, we have the Jets leading that division, 37-15, followed by the Stars, Avalanche, and Predators. In the Pacific Division, the Canucks lead that with a record of 38-16, followed behind the Golden Knights, Oilers, and Kings. That is the NHL scoreboard for tonight. NBA action, only a few games last night, but a whole lot of action involved. If you missed it, of course, Mr. LeBron James had himself a game last night against the Clippers. It was spectacular nonetheless, but a few other games as well. Mavericks and Raptors did battle. Mavericks came along with the win, 136-125. Defense was really optional in this game. Looking more in depth at the game. And, of course, always the story is with the Mavericks is what did Luka Doncic did. Only had a smooth 30, but he messed around and had a triple-double with that 30. He had 16 assists and 11 boards. His running mate, Kyrie Irving, pitched in a hot 29. To me, the Mavericks are one of the scariest teams in the West right now. It's really getting there, and we're gonna get to that in a second. The Pelicans took on the Pacers. The Pacers won this game 123-114. The Cavaliers and Bulls did battle, and the Bulls ran away from the Cavaliers 132-123. Of course, like I said, defense was optional, but you look at the Cavaliers have won a slew of games, and it took overtime to get this win for the Bulls. But the Cavaliers are going to be a team to be reckoned with when come time for the playoffs, I assure you. To me, they are probably one of the only teams that will definitely give Boston a run for their money. Again, we about to talk about that. The Grizzlies and Timberwolves, of course, the Timberwolves won this one 110-101. Of course, Memphis dealing with so many losses. They got so many players on 10-day contracts, and a few players signed to various new contracts. Did not expect this game to be close, but of course, they were led by Jaren Jackson Jr. He had a smooth 33 and 13 rebounds in the loss. But of course, Anthony Edwards, who to me is and should be in the conversation for the MVP award. He has been playing sensational all year long. He dropped a smooth 34, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds last night. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are, to me, probably the one of the most deepest, tall teams in the league that nobody is really ready to talk about. You know, they have youth in Anthony Edwards and as Karl Anthony Towns calls himself, the best big shooting man out. But you look at Rudy Gobert, Jaden Daniels, Mike Conley. He didn't have a good game last night, but he had a 7 assists and 5 rebounds. But he is a steady point guard. Naz Reid and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they have a decent enough team to make some noise in the West. Looking at the Nuggets, of course, Nuggets are your reigning NBA champions. They won this game against the Kings, 117-96. Of course, it's all about who should be a three-time MVP in Nikola Jokic. But Nikola Jokic only had another triple-double, 14, 14, and 11 assists. It's all good. Triple-double machine, oh well. But Jamal Murray got off last night, only 32 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Jamal Murray is that dude, man. Seriously. To me, he was the catalyst for them winning that title last year. And of course, excuse me, no one knowing how to guard Jokic is just a whole problem. But again, like the aforementioned game I spoke on from the start with, of course, it was the Lakers, it was the Clippers, both teams sharing the same place. Clippers being one of the hottest teams in the league right now. But they've started to cool off a tad bit since the All-Star break. And of course, the Lakers, LeBron James did not play in the game after the All-Star break. So a lot of questions circling what was going on, but he messed around and had himself a doozy last night, scoring 34 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. The fourth quarter was just different. Paul George did not play in this game last night. If I want to be mistaken, yes, Paul George did not play. But nonetheless, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, all of them guys did play. So it was a definitely good game. It was just a game of LeBron James in the fourth quarter. And when I say he went off, LeBron definitely went off. And that is how the Lakers got this win last night. So looking at the standings, of course, taking it to the East, of course, the Celtics, to me, are the best team in basketball. And if the Celtics do not win a championship again for the whatever, I don't know how many times the Celtics have won, 30, 40 times, whatever. If the Celtics do not win the championship this year, it will be considered a tough loss. The Celtics sit at 46-12. They are currently 27-3 at home, 19-9 away from their place on a 9-game win streak. And of course, they are led by their all-world guard. To me, he definitely, Jason Tatum is who I'm speaking of. He definitely should be in the conversation of the MVP award. But I don't know how that will go for him because, hey, he does have a squad. Kristaps Porzingis has played good ball this year as well. Of course, Jaylen Brown, who signed that silly, stupid deal, he's been balling too. So the Celtics are set up for the NBA Finals this year, facts. But like I said, the Cavaliers sit there right behind them at 38-20. The Bucks in third spot, Knicks in the fourth, Heat in the fifth, 76ers, Pacers, Magics bring up the eighth spot, and the Bulls and Hawks sit respectively in the 9th and 10th. So if you look at that, you look at a play-in game the way you have in the Bulls and Hawks play, and then you throw in the Nets in the mix, who is right there. It's crazy. And if you looked at my live the other day, like I said, I don't mind the play-in, but I don't like it. I don't like rewarding the 9th place team and say, hey, here's an opportunity to knock off somebody that fought the same fight that you fought all season long for 82 games, and they beat you out in the A spot. But since you're a half game back, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do the unthinkable. I don't like it. I really don't. The games are definitely must watch TV, yes, but I don't like the fact. How many times have a team did the same thing that the Miami Heat did last year and go from the play-in to, as far as they did, to the conference finals and then into the finals? Like, how many times is that going to happen? Probably 1 out of 10. But you look at how things are stacked this year, and like I said, still in the Eastern Conference, the Cavaliers are 20-10 at the house and 18-10 on the road. They just finally lost the game after winning 7-8 straight. They are literally, I think, 16-3 in the last 19-20 games or something like that. So they're playing good ball. You look at the Bucks and you say the Bucks made that trade for Damian Lillard. Why is their record the way they are? But they are 24-7 at home, not too shabby. The only problem that the Bucks have is going on the road where they are 14-14. And the last 10 games they are 5-5. Being 500 with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard on your squad is not good. To me, looking at the way they are constructed, I'll be honest. And again, I'm from South Carolina. Chris Middleton is from the Charleston area. I know like plenty of people from the Charleston area. Shout out to the Chuck, by the way. I don't know. I don't know if Brook Lopez is the answer. I don't know if Chris Middleton is the same Chris Middleton from 2 years ago. After that injury, it's like he has had that drop. You look at their bench, and I'm looking at Cameron Payne, Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, flashes. I don't know. I don't know how this team will go forward as far as the playoffs go. But I do know that once they get into the playoffs, Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard. Of course, I am a Portland Trailblazer through and through. He is who he is, and Giannis is still top 3 in the league right now, period. But can they put it together? Because again, if you want to win that championship, you're going to have to go on the road and beat teams in their building, period. That's for me, my top 3 with the East Conference. Of course, the Knicks are hurt. You know, they got to figure whatever they got to figure out. So, but looking at the Western Conference, of course, is the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Nuggets are sitting 1, 2, 3, and there is a half game and 2 games between first place to third place. Of course, the Nuggets, I spoke on the Timberwolves, excuse me. I spoke on the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards. But how much do you believe in the Timberwolves when it comes to playoff time? We know what the Nuggets are. We know that they have a good group. We know that they play well together. We know that they're well coached. We know that they dig in defensively. And then again, their top guy is Jokic. Your big man will have to come out and defend him. And he is a triple-double machine. But the 2 teams that we still have questions about, obviously, is the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Again, the Timberwolves have size. Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns. They arguably have one of the best young guards in the game right now in Anthony Edwards. But do they have enough to contend with, let's say, having to play a Mavericks team or a Kings team, or you mess around and let Steph Curry or the Lakers get the A slot and you got to play them in the first round? Do you have enough to beat these guys? Because LeBron is LeBron, and we know what Steph is. They are both champions. They will definitely lead their teams in the playoffs. So for me, the Timberwolves, it's a scary spot for them. Looking at the Thunder, of course, you start off when you say the Thunder, it is Kid Gilchrist Alexander. SGA, to me, should be also in the MVP conversation. The cat is he's different. He is different on top of different. They play the game different. Chet Holmgren should win the Rookie of the Year. Jalen Williams, either one of them. And just looking at their roster right now, there's not a lot of household names. Dort is great. Dort is decent. He is decent enough. But the way that they play, Trey Mann, Isaiah Joe, again, not a lot of household names. But the Thunder is well put together. They have the experience from last year being in the play-in. And on top of that, I just feel like they're hungry. Again, it's just another hungry young team. But again, if you have to play the Mavericks or Pelicans, or if the Suns happen to slip down, or whatever the case is, you look at a Mavericks team who is scary beyond scary right now. I'm not talking about the bottom league. I'm talking about the top three for right now. If you have to play those teams, though, and those games go to 7, and then you have to play somebody like the Suns, or, or the Clippers, or what have you, it will take a toll on you. I know. I'm very certain of it. I've seen enough playoff games to just believe that, hey, but at the same time, it could be possible. Again, SGA is different, man. I finally saw a game and looked at the whole game. This guy is different, man. This young buck is totally different. I feel like he can lead his team, and they have the coaching that is there. It's like, hey, y'all all McDonald's All-Americans, but we got one or two, but we got all these players that eat at McDonald's too. So they gritty and hard. I like the Thunder. I really do. So again, just thinking about it and talking about it, it is going to be a decent enough down the stretch to where these definite games will definitely matter as far as, playoff seeding. Some need home court advantage versus others. Yeah. Looking at today, of course, the games that will be had, the Bucks will take on the Hornets at 7. The Jazz will take on the Magic at 7. The Hawks will take on the Nets at 7:30. The Warriors will travel to New York to take on the Knicks at 7:30. The Thunder will take on the Spurs at 8:30. Rockets will take on the Suns at 9. The Heat will take on the Nuggets at 10. And lastly, the Wizards will take on the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a back-to-back for them. But it is a home back-to-back nonetheless. And that game will tip off at 10:30. That is my NBA conversation and outlook for today. Of course, before I dive into some free agency for the NFL, make sure that you are following me here on TikTok. Of course, I am live. Yeah, if you want to join in whenever I am live, make sure and hit me up after this and let me know that you got some words to say. You want to do this or do that. I will definitely invite you. We can get it in. But if I see you on the screen right now, I'm going to just do my own thing. But hit me up. I'm all for it. I'm all free. We can go back and forth. It's all good. But make sure that you are following me here on TikTok. Make sure you leave a live. If you got it, make sure you leave me a rose, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Also, make sure that you are subscribing and downloading Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are following and subscribe to Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Wherever there's a bell, hit that bell, particularly on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there, run that up, so I can start going live on there too, you know. But make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop an audio, video, or whether I go live like I am right now. If you are a parent of an athlete, or if you're an athlete that's seeing this, or whatever the case is, you want to do an interview, hit my inbox up. You know, let's chat it up right there so I can get some information, set up a time with you, and we can definitely video back and forth. You know, love is love with me over here. All right. Boom. Back to the action, of course. We've all been missing football. We all been missing football, y'all. I'm telling you. I miss my Packers. I know some of y'all like the Cowboys. I know some of y'all like San Fran. And I know a lot of y'all on the bandwagon of the Chiefs. And some of y'all like them teams like the Browns and stuff. And y'all won't tell nobody. But we know. We know. Some of y'all thought Jacksonville was going to be good. They wasn't good. Some people I know thought Seattle was going to be good, but they wasn't good either. And they're looking at me right over there. I can see it. But anyway, we all missing football right now. Like, for real. The draft will be here sooner than later. The NFL Combine will be here. Let me look that up. I want to think it is next week. The NFL Combine will be here. Let's do that. NFL Combine. Yeah. The NFL Combine will be here. The Combine start today. No cap. The Combine start tonight. Make sure that you after you get off here and drop these likes and put some roses up here. After you do that, then you go check out the Combine. It runs through today all the way through March the 3rd. Make sure you go check that out. A lot of people not participating, like Caleb Williams is not one of the guys that's going to be there. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to be throwing there or anything like that. But yeah, the Combine starts today. So as soon as I get off here, I'm going to definitely check the Combine out. Of course, tomorrow is Friday. I will be doing my NFL mock draft 1.5. It is my third installment of the NFL mock draft. I'm actually drafting the mock draft. I was doing that before I got on, but I am going to finish that draft up. Of course, I am the GM for my Green Bay Packers. It is what it is. Go Pack, go. But let's look at free agency. And of course, if you were here before, I spoke on a few names that was in the top tier. But I want to just give you a few names on the bottom end of things. Of course, NFL.com has a ranking. I am using those rankings right now for this conversation. And I look at the bottom tier of people, and you look at players like Curtis Samuel, wide receiver from the Commanders. He is a free agent. Curtis Samuel is a difference maker, man. If used right, he can go to the right team and be just great. Or will he stay in Washington? We will see. Sliding down even further, looking at players like 54th ranked Tony Pollard. Of course, Cowboy fans will say he did not do what they needed him to do after releasing Zeke Elliott. That's true. But you look at Pollard, and he has gone at over 200 touches as a pass catcher, as a rusher, period, point blank. If Dallas lets Tony Pollard go, they are going to be in a mess. And I know they are thinking Derrick Henry. We'll see. But Tony Pollard is a name to keep around in y'all head. Like I said, I'm giving you that low under 50 grimy type player. You know what I mean? Calais Campbell, the vet. Calais Campbell, damn near 40, but he still has work to prove. Of course, Calais Campbell. Where was he at? He was with the Falcons, I want to say. But Calais Campbell is a free agent that you need to pay attention to. Darnell Mooney, another receiver, young receiver, just 2 seasons removed from an 81 catch year, 1,000-yard receiving. He is definitely a deep threat with plenty of speed and plenty of ability to get open. Period. So be mindful. Watch where Darnell Mooney goes. Two more. Devin White. Devin White was he could have been the MVP of a Super Bowl, but you looking at a second team All Pro Super Bowl winner, very physical linebacker. Those teams that need that plug-in hole, and I would say I'd like to see him as a Packer, but we have a whole lot going on. But he's a good run stopper, good person to have in your pass defense as well. But he's a free agent. Period. And lastly, one more person. I don't want to go Bobby Wagner. That's too easy. I don't want to go Jordan Fuller. That's too easy. I don't want to go KJ Osborne either. That is too easy. Let's go this. Let's go two. Let's go 2 for 1. 82nd person that is ranked by the NFL.com is Shaquille Barrett. Only 31 years of age, edge rusher. Of course, you already know his name. Too productive in the last 2 seasons. And and to me, he still got plenty of football life ready to go. If he does not sign back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, look out for where he could go to. To me, I think Shaquille Barrett would definitely fit somewhere. Let's say, I don't even want to say, I'm definitely not gonna say the obvious. I think Shaquille Barrett could definitely make some noise in a place like Miami or someplace, let's say the Browns or something like that. Be on the lookout for Shaquille Barrett. And lastly, Noah Fant. Noah Fant, again, the tight end from Seattle. He is rated 83rd by the NFL.com on the free agency list. Was he not used right in Seattle, or was it the fact that Geno Smith, was looking for his main 2 targets, and we know who those main 2 targets are? But he is a reliable pass catcher, plenty of athleticism, and he was not as hurt as most would think. But he is a free agent. Where will he land? To me, looking at a player like Noah Fant, again, I look at teams like Miami. I look at a team like the Rams. Even though the Rams got Higbee and the other young cat, who knows? You can work something out or something like that. But definitely Miami. Let's say let's maybe in Pittsburgh. I can see a Noah Fant in Pittsburgh with the tight end that they have now. So again, looking at the free agency for the NFL right now, it is definitely going to be wide open. I could go down this list and go further and name off some more players. Of course, one of my favorite players who I want to meet someday, Odell Beckham Jr. He is a free agent. He is 89th on the list. Austin Eckler is rated 90th. I've seen something that was shown by my man Jeff that Austin Eckler possibly could be going to the Bears. The Bears keep Justin Fields. Draft the receiver, and then come right back again in the ninth spot, and draft something defensive wise. It could happen, people, for real. So again, I know we all miss football, but things are getting ready to heat up with the NFL free agency. Again, make sure that you tune in to see the combine. If you are super diehard, go getter, join the combine, check it out. See what your teams are getting ready to do. See what some of the players that possibly could go to your teams are getting ready to do. Of course, the highlight would definitely be the 40-yard dash by the receivers and the running backs. Definitely want to see that. So definitely make sure tomorrow you guys join me for my NFL mock draft 1.5. I will definitely do it. It will be probably on audio, but who knows? You got to make sure that you are subscribed to Sport Breaks on Spotify. You got that download on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are following and subscribe to Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Right here on TikTok, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you get prepared and make sure you stay in tune. X, Instagram, Facebook, I am on it all. But make sure you hit it. YouTube, make sure you hit my Linktree link. It will take you to every last site that you need to get to. It will allow you to get there faster, more smoother, period, point blank. All right. Because like I always say, people, if it's not Sport Breaks, it is not shh. Knowledge world. Peace.